think it hard that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part.
I have made the case in numerous videos that conservatives in countries like the United States and Britain can't run on a traditional conservative agenda anymore. This agenda traditionally being free markets, free trade, deregulation, outsourcing, all these policies that were very popular in the 80s, very popular in the 90s, but nowadays they have not benefited a significant amount of the working class and middle classes. They are conscious of the state of inequality that exists, regardless of whether you're left or right. And yeah, you just can't run on that platform anymore. And no one exemplified it better than Donald Trump. And while the economic arguments are not the only ones that explain the rise of people like Trump, they are very significant. So if you look at how the Republican Party behaves in the US, and increasingly, though probably not yet to the same extent, but close, the Tories in Britain, they are now transformed or are transforming into basically culture war parties. That basically every issue that they want to push has to be framed to some extent into the culture war narrative. And that's the only way that they will get these people to vote for them. So the best example of this is a recent segment on Fox and Friends that I found just hilarious because it's just completely demented. And I was listening to it in the background, and when it's Leo Terrell just going completely unhinged on an issue that really has no relevance to the culture war whatsoever. But let's watch this clip and see how they frame it.
Basketball icon Shaquille O'Neil is calling foul on celebrity culture in an interview with the New York Post.
These celebrities are going freaking crazy, and I don't want to be one. I denounce my celebrityness today. Done with it. I'm a regular person that listened, followed his dreams, made it. But just because I made it don't mean I'm bigger than you. Just because I made it don't mean I'm smarter than you. Just because I have more money than you don't mean that I'm better than you. I've never been that way, and I never will be that way. So I don't want to be in that category with them people.
Okay, so what is that? It's basically Shaq, who anyone who follows basketball or followed back in the day or knows a bit about him, he's always been quite down to earth. Like he's generally been, a decent guy. He brags, he flashes around occasionally, but he's genuinely been seen as not a douchebag. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And what he's basically saying is, well, I don't want to be seen as your typical celebrity who thinks that they're better than everyone else just because of whatever reasons that I became a celebrity for. So this is just him basically saying, look, I don't identify with the celebrity status. He will be whether he defines himself as a celebrity or not, he is a celebrity. But what he's saying there is basically, look, I don't want to be seen in the same category of behavior. I think really that's what he's saying. I don't want to be seen in the same category of behavior that most celebrities are typically associated with. That is all that he's saying. There is no other thing that you can deduce from this other than that. But rest assured that Fox News will find some culture war angle to this.
Okay, joining us right now is Fox News contributor and longtime Lakers fan and fan of Shaq, Leo Terrell. Leo, Shaquille O'Neil is retiring from being a celebrity. Can he do that? He's always going to be a celebrity.
You're right, Steve, and thanks for having me. He's always going to be a celebrity, but what he's doing, he is sending a coded message to the left.
Okay, coded message to the left. It has to be coded because obviously the words that actually came out of Shaq's mouth said nothing about the left. It said nothing about, like, I don't want to be associated with these liberal politics. No, he never said that at all. I don't know what Shaq's politics are, by the way, but nothing in that video would suggest, and trust me, if he actually was sort of right-leaning, he would not have coded it. That is absolutely for sure. He would not have coded it because these people do not code it anymore. So let's see what else. This is insane.
Celebrity left. He doesn't want to be part of this leftist viewpoint that this country is racist, that this country is a country that oppresses others. Steve, Shaq O'Neil is the American dream. He is the person who has benefited from America, and he doesn't hate the police. Shaq is a deputy reserve. When you listen to the left, everything about America is bad. The police is bad. And what he is trying to tell the celebrity left, I don't want to be part of your attack on this country. That's just a...
He never said anything remotely of that sort at all. Like, how unhinged do you have to be that you just crafted, you know, a simple statement of like, I don't see myself as a celebrity. And now he's, you know, pro-police, pro-American dream. What is wrong with these people? Like, how do you go from A to B that quickly with no substance whatsoever? It's amazing what they can deduce out of someone basically just speaking for, you know, 20 seconds.
Coded message, and I applaud him for saying it. He's doing it in a very diplomatic way.
And something he is being very clear about is he wants to be remembered as a guy who is kind. And, you know, he grew up poor on the streets of Newark, New Jersey, just about 5 miles from where I'm sitting right now. And, you know, he credits the Boys and Girls Clubs of America for keeping him, you know, on the right side of the law. And so he's saying everybody's got a choice. You want to be a kind person, or in his words, do you want to be the A word?
How does it still, how do you jump from I want to be kind, I don't want to be seen as an asshole celebrity? How do you make the intellectual leap from that to suddenly he's, you know, basically like almost Blue Lives Matter? That's how they're trying to paint him as.
And that's exactly right. And here's the thing about it. He benefited from this country. Steve, if you listen to the celebrity left, if you listen to celebrity...
How can you say he benefited from this country? He was born in that country. He didn't bet, you know, if you made it that case for an immigrant, maybe it would make some sense. But this makes no sense whatsoever. He benefited from like, by his logic, basically anyone who became celebrity or became a millionaire or billionaire, you know, the tiny group of people, because how many people grew up in the conditions that Shaq grew up in and made it to the NBA? And perhaps I'm just you know, wild guess here. His height might have had something to do with it, because last time I checked, it kind of matters in the NBA. So something that he did not have under his control, something that was, you know, his biological gift, helped him considerably become an NBA superstar. So, yeah, last time I checked, the United States did not provide him his height.
The athletes, they think this country is a country that keeps people behind, keep people down. By the way, Shaquille O'Neil, newsflash, is a black American. This man benefited from this country. So I'm telling all these...
So what about all the other black Americans who haven't benefited from the country? What is his reason for that? I wonder.
Athletes, all these celebrities, the LeBron James. Hey, wait a minute. Don't attack this country. Don't try to make yourself a victim when you're a multi-gazillionaire. And that is what Shaq is doing. He is doing what others are afraid to do because they don't want to get canceled. You cannot cancel Shaquille O'Neil.
Okay, so the other superstars are afraid to do it because they're going to get canceled, but somehow Shaq can't be canceled. So what's the deal here? How does canceling work? Does it not apply to Shaq, but anyone else? You know, if Michael Jordan suddenly said things that were Fox News friendly, would he be canceled? Can you cancel Michael Jordan? If LeBron James, I don't know, hit his head on a telephone pole and then suddenly his politics changed and he decided to not be a vocal advocate for black causes, would he be canceled? So basically, there's a degree of selectiveness on who gets canceled and who doesn't by their own standard that ultimately renders the whole term completely irrelevant.
He's too big of a celebrity, and he's too big of a person with a big heart.
I like just the idea that he's saying to young people who are very influenced by social media, you know, being a star, being a celebrity, it's not what it's all about. Be a good person. I like that message.
And I'll tell you right now, the most...
LeBron James is also a good person. He is also kind. But they will not say anything good about LeBron James because LeBron James also has politics that they don't like. So it's not good enough to be kind. It's not good enough to be down to earth. The people that the celebrities that they endorse, groups like Fox News endorse, are always the ones who are vocally against the left. Those are the only ones. Kindness has nothing to do with it. That is not the standard for which they define a decent celebrity. The only decent celebrity for Fox News is people who are on the right.
Most important part about that, Shaquille puts his money where his mouth is. This is where the kids that he's talking about education because he benefited from a system. Steve, all these rich people, if they wanted to, they can eliminate poverty by improving the educational system. They talk a good game. Shaquille O'Neil puts his money where his mouth is at and helping young people who are the future of this country.
Leo Terrell joining us from Hollywood, where I believe, according to the magazines I've read, there are a number of celebrities there. Leo, thank you very much for joining us live.
They're all the bad celebrities because they're on the left. All right. So how about that? That is really the epitome of how the right always tries to frame any issue into the culture war and taking what was basically just, like I said, just a comment saying, I don't feel like a celebrity because I'm down to earth, I'm kind, whatever. There was no implication that this was like a jab at LeBron James in any way. Because I think if it was a jab at LeBron James, he would have said something like, I don't want to be like other celebrities who you know, talk about politics, things like that. Like, he could have said that, you know, even if he didn't want to come out as a right winger, he could have just said like, I think, you know, other sports stars should keep politics at home. He could have said something. Then you could have said, oh yeah, this is a jab against LeBron James or any other left-leaning vocal NBA star or sports person, whatever. So yeah. Yeah, so kindness has nothing to do with it, rest assured. I'm sure LeBron James is a kind person. I am sure, I don't know, what other celebrities do they hate? Megan Rapinoe. I'm sure she's also pretty kind and nice. But they don't like her because obviously she has politics that they don't like. But yeah, well, you can make a segment out of this, out of basically, you know, 20 seconds of nondescript statements from someone, and then frame this as culture war. They can do that with anything. So, on that note, if you like this video, please like, please share. Most importantly, please subscribe.